Beep.
He said the word.
I did.
I am now an activated Russian spy.
I don't know why you saying that, just like similar to the Russian spy mentality. It's like the Winter Soldier mentality. Do you remember, of course, South Park, right?
Mm.
Do you remember this is an episode like well over a decade.
Oh, was it kill John Lennon?
No. It's the word of curse. It's the word of curse.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like for some reason you saying that was immediately like word of curse. I told you, meat crab.
Such a good show.
Oh man, that is a timeless show.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back to the Lousy Show.
To the Lousy Show.
It is the Christmas season. It's in full swing. Hope you all had a fantastic Black Friday and Cyber Monday with all the awesome gift ideas we gave you.
So many awesome, good, so many ideas.
Did you just reboot there for a second?
I'm running on the same servers that Temu is, so it's sometimes there's a little bit of lag, going all the way to China. So
that'll do it. Yeah. I have something funny to say. So and that's it. There you go. Yep. On Black Friday, it was like at the stroke of midnight Black Friday. I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get some online shopping done because a lot of companies are doing online, Black Friday deals. And if you couldn't tell by my background, one of the places I love to shop most, Lego.com. And so, my oldest and my wife both love Lego as well. And that was something they both requested on their Christmas lists was Lego. Nice. I was like, cool. That is cake. Easy. So I went to their website and I was in a queue time to access the website. Mm-hmm. I was in that queue for 30 minutes.
I believe it. Yeah.
30. I basically was standing outside of a Lego store for 30 minutes. And then when I finally got in there, if you had something in your cart and it sold out, they would refresh your cart for you and it would remove it. Yeah.
Oh, dang.
So one of the things that I wanted to get my oldest was he's big into, actually you just got him one recently for his birthday, was he's big into the buildable action figures, kind of like the Bionicles, but it's like, Spider-Man, Batman, Ant-Man, all those. So I was gonna get him Batman. And I had it in my cart amongst other sets. And then I watched my page just blink and refresh and it came back and it was gone. I was like, where'd it go? And I went back into the store to look for it, gone. Went and found the actual item. It was like out of stock. I was like, oh, yeah, okay. But it never is.
What?
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I'll still take waiting in a virtual line and then, having a situation like that over what I went through a few years ago when I was getting my graphics card, when it was that whole craziness. I waited in line at Best Buy because there was a drop going at our local Best Buy back in Austin. And so I got there like 11 o'clock at night, waited all night, only to find out the next morning that they only had 30 of them or like 40. And I was like number 70 in line or something like that. Yeah. So, I mean, it kind of like threw me back to, GameStop midnight releases, just, with a lot more waiting and a lot more tiredness. But so there's like a hint of nostalgia, but I was like, I'm never doing that again.
Well, I'll tell you what never sells out.
What's that?
It's time for an ad read. If you missed it, we're sorry, but we did remind you multiple times of Into the AM's Black Friday and Cyber Monday deal.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gone.
It's gone. Time to say goodbye. But it's okay.
So hard. Just say goodbye.
Because you know what didn't go away is our discount code. So that one sticking around for a while.
That's right.
Yep.
And you can access that by going to the description in this video right now or the pinned comment into the am.com/lousy. It'll take you right to their website. You can go shop through all their shirts like this. Mm-hmm. Get some dope graphic tees, brand tees, hats. I'm wearing their underwear right now. I know he is because that's all he wears. Mm-hmm. He doesn't change them. It's just one singular pair. He wears it consistently.
Yep. And they've lasted me 20 years. It's great. No, I'm just kidding.
Imagine. But no, you have the opportunity to go in there right now. Go check out all their cool stuff. You can definitely get some Christmas shopping done through there right now. Where, Sam?
Into theam.com/lousy.
That's right. That's right. Go there right now. Go check them out. Tell them the Lousy Show sent you. We greatly appreciate you, taking care of that for us, in the sense of helping us keep the lights on, because it does, it does feel good to be able to work with that brand, especially one that we both wear every single day. So to know that you all are enjoying it as well, and you spending your hard-earned money to go and get some dope threads as well and rock them with us, really means a lot. Yep. As always, you can also access the Discord. Show us what you got. We'd love to give you a shout out on the show for taking care of us. It's the least we can do. So, where again, Sam?
Into theam.com/lousy and use our code lousy at checkout for that 10% off.
That's right. That's right. Now, to get into our episode today, we took the time to actually have some lists here in front of us. If you remember last week, actually, we've kind of done a Christmas theme so far. We did our, Black Friday, totally legit,
very real, commercial, straight QVC style.
Fuck them kids. Up. No, and then of course we actually did our draft picks for the top 5 winter themes. So it wasn't just Christmas, it was full winter, but it's the winter. It's cold, it's a little chilly. We got to celebrate it. But today, in the spirit of Christmas, as we are rapidly approaching that beautiful day, we decided to go ahead and put together our do's and don'ts of Christmas gift giving.
Yep.
And I think we have some good ones.
I think so. Yeah, I think for once, we actually put a little time and effort into an episode beforehand, which is crazy. So yeah, we'll see how this goes.
Yes, indeed. And I will admit some of these are probably going to spark some controversy. So if you have any comments at all to make, go ahead and drop them down below as we read through these. We'd love to hear your feedback. And as always, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and if you have nothing else you want to say in the comments, drop a snowflake. That's political. That's too political.
No, we need to take back Snowflake.
Yeah,
it's a magical thing. They're all unique. They're crystal water. It's super crazy. Drop a snowflake.
They're so fragile, though. Is that why they call them snowflakes?
Isn't that life, though? Isn't life itself fragile? And we need to cherish it and protect it while it is here. And then when it's not here and it is melted like a snowflake, that we need to remember it and just cherish the good times that we had with it. So yeah, drop a snowflake down below.
What the fuck just happened?
I don't know. I got fucking deep there for a second.
I swear to you, Future Sam, if you don't put some like Zen-like music over that, I will be pissed.
I'll make it interesting.
Good. But no, we did put some, some time and effort into thinking about these. Again, some might be controversial, but that's totally fine, because that's the beauty of being able to have an open discussion in an open market as this. If podcasts don't, in my personal opinion, actually, I just listened to a podcast. Let me pull it up, because it was a beautiful discussion. Let me see if I can find it. Oh man, I wish I could remember the name of it. It's like wisdom, like something wisdom, I think was the podcast. Hang on. Sheesh. Make sure I didn't stop recording. Wisdom. Modern Wisdom is what it is. Modern Wisdom. And the episode that I was listening to was with it's number 869 with Dry Creek Dwayne, Life Lessons from a Modern Cowboy. And I was listening to it in the truck while I was riding around, actually doing some Christmas shopping and just getting some odds and ends before I went back to work this week. And something that really sparked in my mind was the understanding of how podcasts should be versus how they are in most cases. a lot of podcasts nowadays you're going to find are just, a group of people who may have a topic, who might be topical like we are, or they're just yappers, and there's nothing wrong with being yappers. But to me, podcasting kind of, listening to that episode of Modern Wisdom kind of reformed it in my head, because I'm recognizing it now as no longer just being an episode of yapping or even topical, but it needs to have a conversation after. If a podcast isn't making you think and isn't making you process in a way, not necessarily on a philosophical level or a massive like life-changing level, but just, even if it just the thought of like, oh yeah, like what about this, or what, kind of like that question within a question remaining. Podcast episodes should definitely do that. And that's what that episode did for me. Like there were moments when I was hearing him talk and I'm like, wow. Like there actually, I know specifically one, Dwayne was talking about, he was talking about how in his life, he's been a cowboy for, I think he said 5 years, like true, like on the ranch cowboy for 5 years. The reason he did that was because his life leading up to that, he hated it. He hated his life. His kids didn't like him. He was an angry dude all the time. And it wasn't until he found himself, out on the range, on the back of his horse amongst the other cowboys, like doing what they do on the ranch, he didn't feel fulfilled. And it was moments where he was dropping knowledge. Like if you are living through your life with that mentality of, I can't stay in this bubble that I'm living in, and I know that life means more than just what's inside this. It really made me go like, holy shit, yeah, I should probably start doing that myself. Because I think he's like in his 60s or 70s, and he just did that. I'm in my 30s, and I have a earlier opportunity to do that. So it made me start going like, what opportunities am I missing? Like by just living inside my bubble. And that's kind of like, again, bigger picture here. That's where I'm seeing podcasting now. Like, and that's why I'm really happy we're doing something like this, whereas it should spark controversy. It, like when we talk about our topical ideas, it should spark that controversy. It should spark that thought. So long Bert Kreischer like moment there.
I was watching the time. I'm like, man, he's going.
But in all sincerity, like, we love the feedback, whether it's bad or good, whether you agree with us or you don't. We love that feedback. I love reading it because it definitely sparks that conversation to have with us, the host, to you, the viewers, and back and forth. So I'm excited to get into this. I think this is going to be really good for us to discuss at the Christmas time, bring the Christmas spirit in a different way. And let's dive into the do's and don'ts of gift giving. I've been yapping. Yeah. So Sam,
you're a yapper for sure.
I am a yapper. Yeah. Look, we've established this. If we were two bears, you're Tom, I'm Bert. We get it.
Yeah. Now that it's been 3 hours later, and we've got just kidding.
Cheers.
No, so yeah, we have compiled a list. We've made a fun, silly little video. It's not really silly, but yeah, we're just gonna jump right into this. Do we want to start with the do's or the don'ts?
Or
do we want to go back and forth? Like one do and then one don't. I think that one, actually.
I like that.
Yep, I like it.
I'm taking your lead. I've talked enough.
Okay, cool. So with our first do.
Yes.
Wait,
that means I get all the don'ts.
How about this? We'll each do a do and a don't.
That's fine. I don't mind doing the don'ts.
I'll read the first do and don't, and then...
This is where we were prepared with the list we have. We did not prepare on who's reading what. No. This is where the lousy part comes in, y'all.
What deep philosophical thing do you think of when you hear of our unpreparedness? Let us know down in the comments down below.
Oh, man,
we hope that you come away from this podcast just really thinking about how prepared / unprepared we were. No. I'll do a do, you do a don't, and then we'll switch.
I don't mind doing the don'ts.
All right, fine, whatever.
I just wasn't sure if you would want to do any of them, so
I don't care.
Okay, then you do the do's, I'll do the don'ts.
I'm here to talk, right? So
yep, you're yapping,
but not yap. So there's a difference. So anyway, for our first do here, and this is something that can be kind of frowned upon for some reason. And we talked about this. We had an episode last year kind of around this subject of more of like the things you shouldn't do, but we're being a little bit more on both sides of the aisle this time. But it's going to be giving gift cards or just money. Sometimes you don't know what the hell the person you're buying for wants, and they won't supply you a list, and you just have to kind of figure it out. If they get a gift card or some money, they can decide what they want to do with that, and it's still just as thoughtful. The people that think that it's a lazy gift, I think, are kind of missing that side of it, right? Where they don't really think of the person that's getting something for someone that is stubborn, right? So basically my entire family, because they're damn near impossible to shop for. Or, you know, let's just say it's like a coworker that you don't want to like deep dive their entire, you know, history and be like, what are your likes, your dislikes? Like, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's okay to just give a gift card. And I shouldn't even say just give a gift card. It's okay to give a gift card or a little bit of money. So that way they can get the thing that they want to get.
Yeah, no, I agree completely. I think when it comes to gift cards, the reason that people see it that way, where they see it as lazy, is like you said, the same people who like take that time to deep dive your entire life to find out your deepest, darkest desires and want to put that into a Christmas gift. It's not that serious. Like, to me, Christmas is about the fellowship and being able to just celebrate with your loved ones, like to enjoy the season of decorating the tree and you know, all the candies and the good foods and you know, I know you hate this, but you know, pouring a nice glass of eggnog and watching the kids, you know, unwrap presents, you know, on Christmas morning. Like,
that part's nice, not the eggnog.
I love the idea of gift giving, but I don't like, and I mean, you know, I love giving gifts. I just love being able to see people's faces and you know, knowing that they're just excited, right? Like it doesn't have to be, oh, I witnessed that you watched this movie 3.5 weeks ago at 4:35 in the afternoon, and there was this one particular scene that you really fixated on, so I figured I would go and buy a piece of prop from that particular scene, and you can have this now. And yeah, no, like it's not that serious. Like, it's really not. Like, gift cards, like you said, it's a great way of me going, hey, you know what, I thought about you, I wanted to get you something, really had no idea what you wanted, but I know you could probably use this to go get something you want.
Yeah.
You know, we've all got Amazon wish lists. We've all gone to the store and been like, I could use that, but we didn't get it. That's a great opportunity for you to do that now.
Yeah. And you can still do like a card or, you know, like a little note with it to make it still a lot more meaningful if you really feel like, you know, a gift card or money is too impersonal. But impersonal is not a bad thing necessarily, you know, like it can be nice, but just like what you were saying, like if you go like a little bit too far into it, then it just seems almost stalkerish, you know?
Yep.
So a little creepy. So
exactly. No, I couldn't agree more.
Mm-hmm. You want to go with the don't there, bud?
Let's go with a don't. I think that this is a great opportunity to pull this one first. And that is, don't just buy generic gifts. Yeah. You know, kind of on the opposite side of the same coin. And it, you know, really like fortifies gift card giving even more, is the understanding that if you go buy a generic gift, like, I don't know, let's oh,
I got a perfect one for you.
Go ahead.
And that's the stupid, like, either, and you've brought this up before, like a mug or a t-shirt or some socks or a notebook or some bullshit that has a fun little quip on it that's like, you know, my dad went to blank, but all I got was this lousy t-shirt or some shit like that.
Oh,
you know, like
my favorite.
Yeah.
When you mess around with insert last name here, you don't just mess with me, you mess with the whole family and you're getting the horns. Like, or some shit like that. Like,
that's so fucking dumb.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I'll say like it doesn't seem thoughtful.
No.
It's in. This is also something too, like with that. A lot of people I feel like who buy like shirts and mugs like that, they do it because they think it's funny, right? They do it because there's a haha behind it. But you better know the person you're buying for if you want that haha. Because if I got that from somebody like, and I know I said this last year, but like when my in-laws buy me hot sauce.
Yeah.
Right? I can't fucking eat it. Like I love hot sauce. I love hot sauce. Can't fucking eat it. Why? I got stomach issues. It happens. I'm 33 now. Like shit happens. But when they do it year after year, like, okay, I appreciate you thinking about me. I do. But that's definitely a generic gift when you've done that every single year. And you haven't once thought about sending me a gift card. And you didn't need to ask me what I wanted. But I would rather take the gift card over a generic gift, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like generic gifts, they offer a slap in the face over an actual gift, because it's like, I think of it this way too. We all have that shit that's just crammed in the back of our cupboards or in the junk drawer or in our closets that we got at some random Christmas 6 years ago that we put in there because they gave it to us and we were like, thanks. And it never got used.
No. Yeah, there's a bunch of those I got rid of before we moved.
Yeah. Same.
I will say probably the only time that you really can do something kind of generic like that is anybody that their entire house is just decorated in Hobby Lobby shit. No, I'm just kidding.
Live, laugh, love, baby. Live, laugh, love.
They will eat that shit up. No, I mean, it's the only other time with getting like some sort of generic gift is if you're going to like a white elephant or some other kind of Christmas holiday game where, you know, like you're either getting something cool, funny, or dumb, you know, that can fall in the dumb category.
Perfect example.
I got a pedometer from a white elephant. I did not want at all, but I got stuck with it.
Do you remember my dick pic?
The one I sent you, or
no, the dick pic from the white elephant we did.
Dick pic?
For everybody who's going, holy shit, what does he mean? I got gifted a giant stuffed penis.
Oh, that's why I was confused. Elephant. I was like, the pic? Like, what? Like, that's not a pic.
No, you took a picture of me wearing it.
Well, yeah, but that's
I mean, the dick pic. You should put it up. Just blur that part out so everyone can see.
I'll put it up, yeah. He's also wearing what I got, which was a reindeer fucking Borat-style thong. Oh, he's got it. Close hand. That makes me feel really good inside. It really doesn't. Yep, there it is. Complete with the bells. Don't worry, he was wearing clothes over it, so the picture was clearly, as you already saw, safe for work-ish. Other than the giant cock, but you know.
It was tough to wear that, I'll admit. It was riding up the booty.
Yep.
It
was definitely not meant for big boys.
No. But no, like, you know, white elephant's always fun for generic gifts. I remember that same white elephant we did, I ended up gifting. Oh, I did a funny one. I bought a bottle of Astroglide and a gift card to Chick-fil-A. And I called it Chicken and Dickin'. Yeah. And I mean, it was a hit. It was a hit.
Yep.
But I mean, you know, but that's the thing is it that time calls for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
or just let the shitty gift speak for itself and how shitty it is. But, you know, if you're really trying to just make waves, I guess you can say.
That's true. Yes. No, 100% I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Another do, sir.
Another one that some people think is not cool, but it's something that at least I've come to appreciate a lot more as I've gotten older, and that's clothes. And I'm including socks and underwear, especially if you go to intotheam.com/lousy and get those underwears. I don't know if they have socks, honestly, I forgot. But
the description in the pinned comment.
Yep. I swear there's not an actual like intended ad read, but clothes are awesome. Like, you know, there's a lot of really cool ones that you can get. Now that also kind of goes back to what we were saying in the don't just get like generic ones. Like if you can find out preferences or just, pay a little bit of attention, see what they're wearing all the time and get something in that same vein. So, don't go online and get a fucking Live, Laugh, Love t-shirt if it's a fucking metalhead wearing like some skulls on his shit. So
yeah, I couldn't agree more. I've been gifted clothing so many times that just doesn't get worn.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't fit my style. Like
Yep.
I like, and we all have our style. Like you can sit there and be like, oh, that's no, I don't. Yeah, you do. You have a style. Your style can be generic, and that's totally fine. If that's something you rock, then that's something you rock. Like, but like for me, I know the primary colors that I wear when it comes to t-shirts, I wear black, white, and olive green. That's it. If I'm wearing a flannel, that's when I'll incorporate the tans and the reds and the purples. But if I'm wearing t-shirts, it's black, white, or olive green every single time. And because those three colors look really good on me. I think that they make me look great. But if you go buy me a blue t-shirt, that motherfucker's not getting worn. Likely it's going to end up being a nightshirt for my son.
Yep.
Like, you just, like, I agree with your point there entirely, is like, on that point, do a little bit of research. If you absolutely feel like you have to buy something, do a little bit of research. Just kind of pay attention and see what their style is. Like,
yeah,
it's not that hard to recognize what's the brand I wear all the time. And this is not a shameless plug. It's Into the AM.
Yep.
If you see that, you go, oh, hey, what brand is that? Into the AM. Perfect. You can Google search it right now. Boom. If you feel inclined to buy me a t-shirt, shit, size 3X, baby. Like,
And if I may, Joe, that I will bring up another do, and we'll do two don'ts right after this, because this really kind of goes hand in hand with what we're talking about. And the biggest do of gift giving is listening to what they want or need.
Yep.
Like listen to see what sizes are. That's one thing, because I've had a lot of bad clothes given to me because I'm a giant. I'm 6'8". It's hard to buy for me. Don't get me a t-shirt, please, for the love of God. It won't fit after the first wash. So,
yep.
Or even sometimes even before the first wash. Like sometimes they're just too short. Like hats, big ass hoodies are typically safe. Don't buy jeans. Just don't. Socks are fine. Don't get shoes.
Yeah, no. I agree. And I think that's just a lesson in life, is just like listen with intent.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be just Christmas time for that. Like you should be listening with intent to whoever you're speaking to. I've gotten to a point now, especially if like I'm listening to my wife. If it's a conversation where I know it's important, I actually take my phone out and pull my notes app out so I can take notes of like recognizing the points she's trying to get across. So that way I can be like, okay, yeah, perfect. And I can have that conversation with her, because look, my brain runs at 1,000 miles a minute. I'm not going to retain everything. I just don't. But especially the gift time, like if I know, oh yeah, no, she said, like, actually perfect example. Just the other day, we were sitting down talking, and she made mention, she was like, man, my slippers are falling apart. She loves wearing slippers around the house. That's going on the Christmas list, baby.
Yep.
And what did I do after she went to bed? I went and picked up her shoes. All right, size, got it, cool. All right, like buying some slippers. Like, just listen with intent. Like, understanding that if you feel so inclined to buy someone a gift, and this goes along with the gift cards, the clothing, whatever it is, like, it's not always gonna be a situation where you can go buy that, that gold Xbox controller because that's what they've been wanting. Buy them a gift card of $30 on a Visa gift card and be like, hey, put this towards that controller.
Yep.
Right. Like, I think that listening with intent shows the receiver that you took the time to recognize their wants and needs, and that makes what you got them feel like 1,000 times better.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
Now, with that being said, let's go to a don't that ties right into this.
Mm-hmm.
Don't spend too much.
No.
Don't. Just don't.
Just don't.
It's okay. You don't have to drop 100 or 200 or 1,000 on an aunt. Like, it's okay to drop $20 on a gift.
Yeah. I think $20 is a pretty, like 20 to 30 is a good round area if you can swing it.
Yeah.
But even if you can't, like, there are other methods,
Yeah. Yeah, which is actually that other method. I have a feeling is gonna be the next do, but that that being able to not spend too much does two things. One, it still allows you to get a gift for the individual you're wanting to purchase for. Two, without going over your budget. Yeah. Because if you're someone like me, I put together a list of everybody I'm buying for. And I'll go through and I'll put down everything that I in my brain that I can remember that they wanted / needed. And then I'm setting a dollar amount to each one. So that way I know what my budget is for the Christmas season.
Yeah.
Why? I've got 2 kids and a wife. I'm going to spend a bit more money on them, but I still want to purchase gifts for my friends. I want to be able to make sure I can spread that my gifts around to make sure everyone gets something. And I'm still going to do that within the parameters of getting them what they want and need, or getting them a gift card if that's so inclined. But you really do not have to break the bank on that. Like I would feel, I know, as a matter of fact, I know that, so this takes me back probably like 8 years or so, very brief. I remember a friend who actually bought me a gift. It was awesome. And I remember hearing them in a conversation shortly after of needing gas money for the week just to get back and forth to work. And I'm like, dude, what? No, like I would have rather you just come and give me a damn hug. Like, it's one of those things where if you're putting yourself in a detriment to purchase gifts for everyone else, yeah, the gift's cool, but the individual, if they find out, especially if they find out that you put yourself in a detriment to do so, the shimmer wears off very quickly.
Yeah, the real world comes back in and rears its ugly head. So yeah, be responsible. Yeah. Don't go into debt for buying a few little trinkets for people.
I agree.
Yep.
Now, another don't in the gift giving department. And this goes to the ladies and the dudes and the non-binary pals that we have watching right now. And this is probably gonna be our most controversial topic of today. Don't just give them sex. And what I mean by that is your partner is someone who you cherish. You love them, you care for them, you want them to have a great, Christmas. If all you do is strap on a Lousy number and say, come get some, unless that's the dynamic you and your partner have, it ain't gonna feel great.
Yeah.
I say this because I've heard this from many a dudes. Just go look at the internet at how many guys would much rather enjoy just a nice, candlelit dinner than just to feel like they're just getting sex as a gift. Like, if you want to, lay it down for your partner, lay it down.
Make it an
absolutely, huh?
Make it special.
Yeah. Light some candles. Put on some music. Like, hell, if you got a TV in there, fucking put a fireplace up on the TV. You know what I'm saying? Like, hell, make it real. Make it an evening for you two. Don't just make it like, okay, come bang this out. Cool. All right, let's go back to doing what we're doing. Like,
I'd say make that the cherry on top of the cake, not the entire cake.
Yeah. Like, dude, Christmas Eve. Think about this for a second. Let's paint the picture. Christmas Eve, right? You're busy, especially if you got kids. You're busy. Santa Claus is coming, putting the toys together, getting the final touches down on the gifts. The kids are in bed asleep. Santa Claus cookies and milk out. You just nom, getting a little drink of the milk, right? And then suddenly you get a text saying, "Come to the bedroom." You walk in the bedroom, and it's low light, candles lit, some soft music's playing while the TV's on. You got, like I said, the fireplace going with the little crackling sound of the fire going. The bed's all made nice and neat. Your partner's got on this tight little number, and you two shack up for like, that's romance.
Yeah.
That is a great gift to receive at that time because you're going the extra mile, right? But if that's all you give and you expect that to be like the big number, don't be surprised if your partner's having a couple extra drinks during Christmas time. I hate to see people go through that where it's like, yeah, I got laid.
Yep. Yeah, especially if it's delivered in like oh yeah, for Christmas I figured I'd let you hit it. Like that makes it so kind of impersonal, makes it more of a chore than it is, romance with your partner. So Yeah. I don't, I think it, as long as it's framed in an event and you make it extra special, maybe, but if you're just doing it to do it, no.
But you got to go the extra mile if you're going to do it. And don't let that be the only thing. Like, truly, don't let that be the only thing. Yeah. You know, and I know probably comments could be like, well, what if they're financially, you know, struggling or whatever? Like, there's always going to be variables that we can add into this. Let's just take this.
I have the next due, but if you want to continue your thought, I'll let you finish it, Bert. So.
I was just gonna leave. Wow. Okay. Wow. That was cold. Let's pump the brakes. Pump the hate brakes there, Chief. Okay. No, I think that, you know, if you're going to do that, you should definitely make it special, and to not throw away all the outside variables, just to keep it at a medium. Like, you know, you should still be, you know, trying to take care of your partner exterior to that of other gifts. No, so that way they know you're actually listening and not just going, hey, come pop this thing. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yep. But if you are financially in the dumps or not so well off, then you can always make something homemade. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Hell, a little drawing on a piece of paper, knit something, carve something out of wood, some food. We're doing a lot of cookies this year because moving's expensive. So, and then our dog was expensive this year too. So like, gonna be getting a lot of cookies out there for certain people, just to, you know, say like, hey, we think about you, we love you, but just, you know. So
oh yeah.
But no, homemade stuff can also be some of the best stuff too, depending on, you know, what it is. I mean, there's a lot of, you know, like little things that my dad got me that he made, for example, that, you know, I still cherish forever. And then, you know, or like some aunts and uncles that got me some stuff that they had handmade, and it was super cool. And so like had to hold on to those forever. So typically with those, you'll see a lot more kind of sentimental value. And they're not going to throw it away as fast.
Yeah. No, I agree entirely. Like, I remember, I think it was the year that our oldest was born. His birthday's in November, right before mine.
Yeah.
And like, we were still well in that, you know, that newborn phase. So we were like, we don't have the money nor the time to go out and buy gifts. We scratched things together, and we were able to make a bunch of sugar scrubs. You know, just it was a cool little gift. It was fun. It smelled good. The house smelled awesome. You know, like, we just did sugar scrubs, and people enjoyed them, and it was a little like tip of the hat of like, hey, we still thought about you. We want to be able to do something. But like, it's okay to go homemade. I don't see any reason why you couldn't. I do still say that aligns with, like, if you're gonna go homemade, like, don't. If you're gonna go homemade, and this might sound shitty if I don't word it correctly. If you're gonna go homemade, don't be like. Don't be ultra generic about it. And what I mean by that is, don't say you like baked cookies and then show up with Oreos.
Yeah, or like
that's happened.
The 10-pack of sugar cookies from insert whatever grocery store you're near here, because they're all the exact same sugar cookie, and I won't be convinced otherwise because they all taste the exact fucking same.
Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you're gonna do it with intent. You know, be authentic.
Yeah.
I remember, and it wasn't Christmas time either. It was actually an unfortunate event in my life. I won't explain what it was, but I remember that someone showed up to provide food for the family. And when it happened, they were like, oh yeah, I spent all this time cooking this food. You have some fresh made cookies. And it was like this massive, you know, this big aluminum pans, like this deep. And we were like, oh dude, we could so use a fresh cookie right now. Opened it, and it was the cheap, like $1 knockoff pack with the vanilla top, dark chocolate bottom, like Oreos, but they weren't Oreos. And I was like,
they're like,
you spent how much time on these
or some shit?
Yeah. I was just like, thanks.
Genericos.
Yeah, exactly. But with that, let's move on to a don't.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to do these two together. One after the other, because I feel like these two do kind of go hand in hand. Don't re-gift something you got unless you know for certain that individual will be able to use it, or they need it,
or they just want it in general,
or they want it. Yeah. Like, I get it. Re-gifting sounds like a great idea, especially if you never actually opened the item. But unless it's like a knife set for the kitchen, like, there are exceptions. Don't re-gift. Like, I know that a lot of people out there probably might get upset about that, but I feel like re-gifting is, especially if the individual you're giving it to was there when you got it.
Yeah. You got to really make sure to play that game of like, were they there?
Yeah. You're gambling. Yeah. But I think re-gifting doesn't add the authenticity that you're looking for at Christmas time. And I feel like to some degree people can tell when it's re-gifted, especially if it's something that they didn't ask for or want or need. Like, if you show up, what?
I was just gonna say, especially if it's generic crap.
Exactly.
That's number one suspect every time.
Yeah. If you show up to my house and admittedly, like, there's one gift I will say that I think, at least for me, I would allow to sneak by, and that is, and this is a shout out to my in-laws. Every year, they always buy me a combat flashlight. I don't know why, but I've got 5 of them, and they're all around the house. The one I got last year, best one yet. Big ass metal baton, and that light is bright. Sure, if you want to re-gift me that, that's fine. Like, there's certain gifts where I can go, okay, I'll let it slide. Why do I know it's re-gifted? Oh, well, I could tell that the previous wrapping paper was still on it because this doesn't match the one that you have on there now. Like, things like that. But no, I just think that re-gifting, it just, I don't want to say the harsh term. I don't, but it definitely provides a mindset of like, you just didn't care. Like, you were just like, eh.
I think the only other place that's acceptable for re-gifting, kind of like what we said earlier, is like a white elephant. And like, you just needed to bring fucking something, like, that's when generic crap and re-gifting is totally fine.
Yep.
And sometimes can lead to really funny situations. There was one work Christmas event we did one year, and the person that ended up giving it at the end, like, totally fessed up to it, but it added to the story. And I can't remember what it was, but it was I think it was like it's kind of like the t-shirts we were talking about, the generic bullshit of live, laugh, love, whatever.
Yeah.
But it was more tailored to that person, but they hated it. And it was so like, and so afterwards we were all like, that seems something like that person would have. And they're like, oh yeah, totally. My whoever gave it to me, and I hated it, so I figured you guys would love it. And it just kind of made it funny overall. So it was a funny story from there. But so you can do some fun stuff with that, but don't regift to like people you care about.
No, I agree with that entirely. And that also brings us to the last don't expect a gift in return.
Yep.
It's okay to give gifts without expecting anything in return. As a matter of fact, that's why that man right there hates buying me gifts, because I don't expect anything in return. I just like to give, and then he'll ask me what I want, and I go, nothing.
Yep.
Every year. Like, to me, not expecting anything in return is second nature, because I love the joy of gifting. I love seeing people's, smiling faces. I love the heartwarming moments, and I love being able to provide that for people. I don't expect things in return.
Yeah.
Because I have the mentality of, if it's something I want, I can just go get it. You know?
But there's a difference between like you expecting that thing in return and and me wanting to give you something in return anyway. It's kind of like what you used to say when you were streaming it, like people are going to give you things. You just have to accept it.
It's intervention now.
Yep. Here we are. This is the entire point of the episode. Here we are.
I went to see like multiple bubbles pop up in the Discord call. Like, we need to talk.
I brought all our friends and family. I'm putting that meme in. I don't care if we get demonetized.
You're welcome. No, that's the thing is like I just don't expect things in return, and I hear you on the front of like things people are gonna give you stuff.
Yep.
It's gonna happen, but to me, like I don't need things in return, and that's just where my brain sits.
Yeah, I get that.
But again, like it's the same thing. I don't expect things in return. You know, I when it comes to Christmas time, like all the people on my list, I don't expect them to buy me a gift. I don't expect any of them to buy me a gift, if I'm being honest with you. I don't even expect my own children or my wife to buy me a gift, because that's the same precedence I've set every single Christmas. Is I want to be able to buy you stuff, and I find joy in y'all opening things on Christmas morning while I'm drinking my coffee. Like that's just where I'm at.
Then deny somebody else's appreciation.
I don't like this. I don't like this.
Right? So, like, yes, you might not want anything or need anything in return.
I didn't ask for this.
But say, for example, somebody that you've been best friends with for 20 years loves to give you presents as well, and just wants maybe a little fucking guidance on that.
Stop! I didn't ask for this. This is not what I wanted.
That's what you're getting, motherfucker. Which brings me to my last do and our last thing.
Just realize it's so perfect.
Yep.
We didn't plan it this way either.
Nope. You couldn't tell. But that last thing is to show appreciation, regardless of the bullshit they might have given you or the intervention they might have just served you. Show appreciation for the regifted dildo or whatever they just got you. Show appreciation for them spending too much. Like, even if it's a don't, at the end of the day, they were still thinking of you and wanted you to be happy, whether that was in the right way or their own little twisted way. But at the end of the day, you need to just show appreciation, and you can deal with the shitty gift afterwards. Or maybe just send your best friend a fucking list of shit you want. So, you know, like our other do, which was listen to what they want / need.
Was this your plan when I came up with this idea?
No, it wasn't, but it very quickly turned into it once I got that thought in my head.
I watched you sit up in your chair. That's when I know you're about to drop the hammers.
I like Rocket League hard focused. I was just like, yep, and we're taking this seriously after they just dropped 3 what a saves in the chat.
That I have no comment.
Ah, interesting.
But I do have one more do that I would like to add to this list. It's something that has resonated with my heart. You brought up me streaming, so I think it's fair to I wasn't even planning on saying that when we wrote it down, but that's a great segue in. Is in streaming, in the channel that I was running, there was a very important thing I would do every year, and that is simply charity. If you couldn't tell by, well, let's see if y'all can see it this way. Stack Up, there it is right there. That's the jersey. I worked with them for 2 straight years. Was actually, I think, in their top 20 for last year.
You're up there for sure.
Yeah. And I also, Thick Cuts was the name of the channel. That's not a plug. Please don't look it up. But I did something called the Thick Fam Toy Drive. And we did that 2 years in a row. Yeah. And to me, especially the holiday season, charity means so much. Especially with doing the toy drive. I know that you hear, like, especially when you go to the store and it's always like, hey, would you like to give $5 to the toy drive? Would you like to buy this teddy bear to put in the toy drive for the kids, kind of thing? And sometimes people just kind of like, nah, and they just go on about their day. But as someone who has had an opportunity to firsthand provide these toys to these kids and see their Christmas change dramatically. These parents have this relief removed. Oh, not removed, but this relief added to their to themselves, the weight removed from their shoulders of the worry of their kids not being able to get at Christmas. Like, charity is so important because not everybody has it easy. Not everybody has it great. Not everybody has the financial means to do it. And yes, that's where, we talked about homemade, but like some families don't even have that opportunity. Yeah. And I think it's a great opportunity for us to find a charity that resonates with you and be able to help, even if it's a little bit, help with that. And that doesn't even have to be a monetary situation. You could literally just go to your local, your local shelter and be able to provide soup and sandwiches and warm coffee or hot chocolate to those who don't have homes. You could, I don't know, go find local police or fire or whoever and be able to provide to those who provide services to the community. There's so many different charities that you can do just by simply showing that charitable affection, if you will.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that, especially at Christmas time, we need to bring ourselves back to and allow ourselves to get more intertwined with, so to speak.
Yeah. I mean, the whole like spirit of giving, isn't just for your personal connections, and friendships and relationships and everything. Like, it's to give to your fellow man, your neighbor, anybody that's, not doing so good. It doesn't have to be a lot if you can.
Yeah.
And like, just like what you're saying, you can donate time. It doesn't have to be necessarily monetary. But, just doing a little bit of something, Angel Tree is another popular one, where you can go to like your local mall and, get a list of things that some 6-year-old wants. Just some little something it really does you a lot of good to do that. Because not only do you feel good about yourself, but then that they had a better time because of it as well. And so like removing your own personal satisfaction from it, them being better off for it, is the number one thing. And
agreed.
That's all that matters. So I'd also caution a lot of the big places are, like, hey, do you want to donate to whatever? Like, you go to Panda Express, they're always asking for donations to Dell Children's Hospital, for example. A lot of those are tax write-offs, first and foremost. So find an actual one. Don't just donate $1 at Panda Express next time you're there. Like, donate straight to Dell Children's if you want to.
Yeah.
Don't go through a giant corporation that's just looking to get a tax write-off at the end of the year.
Yeah, and I can't stress this enough, and I think this is a great point to close on. Is we both touched on this point, but I think this is what really needs to be hammered home. In the spirit of giving through charity, it does not have to be monetary. A minute of your time could change someone's life.
Yep.
I mean that. Just being able to provide a service, those acts of service, the act of listening, the act of just having a conversation with someone. Some people just want to be heard. They just want to have someone to talk to at Christmas time. I have met my fair share and spoken to my fair share of individuals who just want to have that conversation, and there's no amount of money that could ever change that. So remember that in the spirit of giving is it's far beyond the dollar that's in your wallet. It's also the time that you could spend with someone just to change their day. So,
yep. Well said.
But with that, it is time for us to head out. So let us know in the comments if there's anything we missed. Let us know if there's something that you do at Christmas time, or you feel like there's a do or a don't that you resonate with. Let us know in the comments down below. As always, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and we will see y'all on Thursday.
Bye.